When you get married, everybody says the vows to love, honor, and cherish, for better or worse. But do they really mean it? Well, our first guest, Lonsine, wrote to the show because she wanted me to talk sense into her mom. According to her daughter, Mom was worth over $1 million and had 3 homes she owned with her husband. Now she's left him and she is living with her much younger boyfriend in a tent. Her daughters don't even almost approve.
My mother is currently married to her husband, yet she is living with her boyfriend.
They wanted me to be by myself rather than hook up with another man.
She gave up a nice place to live and a retirement, almost all her worldly possessions.
A lot of people would be, oh my God, I don't have my possessions.
My sister, Megan, was more concerned that Mom finish her relationship with her husband before she move on to be with anybody else.
I have made it clear to my girls that I severed one and I moved on to the other. Yes, it was rather immediate, that's very true, and they can't handle it.
So, what's life like for Mom at the campground? She gave us a look at what her day is like when you're living on a campsite and your home is a tent.
I moved into a county regional park and I have a tent trailer. I think my daughters are shocked that I'm living in a tent, but for me, this is not a really big deal. Living in a tent is very different from living in our home. There we go. I do my cooking on a propane stove outside. You don't have a refrigerator. I've lost a couple pounds, that's a good thing. You're at the mercy of all the weather.
When it's 31 degrees outside, you need a heater in a tent trailer.
There's a restroom here. Here are stalls what were they thinking? Women don't need doors?
Yeah, the shower's about 25 cents for every 2 minutes.
When I first came to the park, I was very insecure here. It's so funny, but I have peace in the tent. I love listening to the animals, being in the green. It's been wonderful. I would rather be in a tent, living with a man who is kind and loving to me, rather than be in a beautiful home with a man that I just can't be with any longer.
Well, I'm watching Lonsine's daughters watch this tape piece, and they just look aghast. Mom is here to help these 3 daughters handle it. And the daughters claim Mom is acting like she's been hit by puppy love.
My mom is acting like she's 16 again. She jumped into this relationship like a teenager. She wants to be around him all the time. She talks about him all the time. She'd rather be with him in the tent trailer and not really thinking about her future.
In our marriage, my husband and I managed to accumulate an estate that was worth approximately $1.5 million.
I wanted her to stay with her husband until she saw a divorce attorney.
So what do? I stay in the relationship and become frustrated, or I break out and I seek my own happiness.
I think it's crazy that she's living in a tent with her boyfriend. I thought she had lost her mind. I called my sister Megan, and she agreed that we need to do something quick because something's wrong with Mom.
Okay, Mom, I'm going to get to you in just a second, but I've got to talk to you 3 daughters. Y'all look aghast watching this. What do you think about this?
I think she's acting like an irrational teenager, and I think she needs to stop substituting her love or need for support through men, and we're here for her, and she's not taking it. She'd just rather go find a marriage after marriage, man after man, I think.
Well, maybe she'd rather be with somebody than with you 3. I mean, maybe she'd rather have like a intimate relationship and be with somebody instead of like hanging out with her kids.
She's still married. She doesn't need to be, 5 weeks down the road living in a tent trailer with a man that she thinks is like Jesus Christ.
So what do y'all think?
I think we were just concerned because it happened so fast, and it just seemed like there was no natural progression of events. It was just, she's out with her husband, she's in with her boyfriend. There was just not a lot of thought process, it didn't seem like. So,
well, is there any speed at which she could move into a tent with some guy younger than her that would have been okay with you? I mean, you're saying this is like it just happened too fast. If you're going to make the tent transition, take your time. I mean, it's really not the speed, it's where she wound up.
It's where she wound up.
Okay, what do you think about it?
We weren't upset that she left her husband, and we weren't upset that she found somebody else. It's just who she found, I think, that concerned us.
And where they're hanging out.
And where they're living, yeah.
Because if you ran out of quarters, you couldn't even take a shower, right?
Well,
It's 25 cents a minute?
In fact, I had lots of people just in this last week tell me that I was welcome to go and live in their spare room or in their garage or something, and I could
Including
even,
your daughters. Your daughters have
even
made-
them, yeah.
But she wouldn't do it because she wanted to be in the tent with him.
But you'd rather be in the tent with him.
Yes.
This must be a really charming guy, because I got to tell you, I think Robin just loves me famously. But I think she would give pause at the old tent move. I don't know.
It's not
what about this
permanent.
guy? No, it's not. It's a tent. And when the wind blows, it becomes an airborne tent, right?
It was
Because you're in the Santa Anas can
during
get to
the Santa
you.
Ana. It was like living in a bellows. It was very stressful.
But I mean, come on. Listen, at the end of the day, you know what I'm going to tell you? No. Let me just fast forward to that, and then we'll back up and talk about some more. At the end of the day, I'm going to tell you that your kids don't run your life. And if you want to go live in a tent or stand on your head or whatever you want to do, you have the right to do that. And you guys you can't upstream manage your parents. You can try and you can influence them, but pretty much you can do what you want to do, right?
Absolutely.
Because you're the mom here. Okay, so but let's take them out of the mix for a minute.
Yeah.
What are you doing living in a tent?
It's a nice tent.
That's
comfortable.
when it comes
It's in a beautiful area.
But when it comes to talking about your home, nice and tent don't go in the same sentence. Listen, I get that. Listen, I lived in a car. I've lived on the street. And it wasn't even a nice car. It was an old Buick. But I mean, most women your age that have worked throughout their life, they've accumulated certain things. They like to get up in the morning and put on their robe and stroll into the kitchen and make a cup of coffee and kind of sit down and look out the window. You instead grab some quarters and head over to the shower.
That's exactly
Is that what
right.
you worked for? I mean, is this it? Is this?
Absolutely not. No, this is a stopgap. This is for 5 weeks, and then I'm going to be moving into one of those wonderful homes as soon as I can convince my husband that he's going to let me.
Okay.
I'm thinking community property here.
Right.
He's not exactly thinking down those lines.
Well, that's a legal question. But y'all are concerned about her decision making, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
About her priorities and her values, and they're concerned about you.
I am not going to stay living
They're not
in
here.
a tent.
I don't get them as being here just to meddle and be controlling. I think they're concerned about their mother, who they love.
Yeah, they are.
So we're going to talk about this.
When the Santa Ana winds were blowing, I think my mother hit rock bottom.
Damn it, you try living in a tent trailer with the Santa Anas blowing and you think you're gonna totally take off in the middle of the night.
She was worried that her tent was gonna blow away, and that took a toll on her. I told her, come stay with me, and again, she refused.
All right, we're talking to a mom who says she left her unhappy marriage and went to live with a much younger boyfriend in a tent. Now, her 3 daughters are, well, they're concerned. I mean, it just doesn't seem logical. I mean, it doesn't seem rational to them. Now, is there anything wrong with dear old mom? Now, according to her daughters, mom's been making some bad choices when it comes to men.
My mother has a long history of picking the wrong men. My mother's boyfriend's wife found the emails that he was sending to my mother. They were love letters. He was encouraging her to leave her husband before she was really ready to. When my mother's boyfriend left, he didn't take any money, he didn't take any possessions. He just took the camping trailer.
In some way, they think that he's going to try to take advantage of me even though I have nothing.
My mother comes across as being dignified and educated. He's more of a Harley biker guy. I would never describe my mother's boyfriend as distinguished. My first impression was that he looked sloppy. Had long hair, very overweight, much younger. It was a surprise when he walked in the door.
The man that I am seeing right now is very kind, very intelligent. He has never been critical. I think my daughters feel as though they can set the rules for me. My daughters constantly try to give me advice. I would use the word badger.
I told her that she needed to let him live in the tent trailer and she could stay with my dad or my sister or me.
I told Lonsine, you just don't understand. When I fall asleep at night in my new boyfriend's arms, there is such peace that there's no way that I'm ever going to go back.
Well, Mom Lonsine, because we got a daughter Lonsine also, Mom Lonsine's husband has declined to appear here today, but he's told us that he still wants this marriage to succeed. You're saying that's off the table?
Yes, that
Not
is
gonna
off the
happen.
table. No.
Okay, and you're escaping, just generally speaking, what? What is it that made it so hard to stay there? That living in a tent looks better?
I wasn't able to have hardly any social relationships at all. He had become very reclusive in the last several years. He's extremely controlling. I had no access to any of the funds. I was given an allowance of $100 a week to run the house on.
You were controlled,
I was very controlled.
okay. You had no social life.
Correct.
Do y'all have a lot of people stopping by the tent? Oh, I mean,
Dr. Phil.
no, I mean, I'm just trying to get a contrast.
Well, but you know what? On the weekends, I can go and visit friends.
In the
with-
campgrounds here?
No, where I live.
Oh, you mean you can just get in your car?
Yeah,
Okay. Well-
and my new gentleman friend, who isn't that much younger, excuse me.
13 years is a lot.
He's 50, okay.
Okay.
You just
Okay.
give your age away.
All right, but-
Between
okay,
the two of us, age is not an issue. I just
where
want
did
you to know
where
that.
did you meet this guy?
We were taking a class through adult education. We've been doing it for the last 3 years.
What were you studying?
Oil painting,
Oil painting. Okay. Well, I'm just trying to get a fix. How many times have you been married?
3.
3. Okay. So would you just let me make an argument for you guys for a minute. Would you agree that maybe your ability to pick them
Pick 'em.
is not
Yeah.
necessarily among your strong suits?
That's probably true.
Okay, because I mean,
Well, I must say, I'm an optimist.
I get that.
I think they're all going to work out.
I get that. But you've picked 3 that didn't work out.
Yeah.
And now this is the 4th one. And I mean, let's face it, his resume, he's 50 and he's living in a tent taking oil painting classes. Okay, and
Oh, no. He has a profession, and he,
what does he do?
GIS, Geographic Information System.
He has an internship.
He
doesn't
finished
have a
his.
job.
Call it a profession.
Pardon
He
me?
does too.
He's
He has
an
an internship.
intern.
He's an intern. He gets paid for being an intern with the city.
Obviously, he's not getting paid enough to support you. Like, you make this man seem like he's God's gift to earth, and it's just not like that. It's not like that at all.
Let me appeal.
I've
What I'm
met
wanting
him.
to do, I think you're making a good point, Bonnie. And what I'm trying to consider here is it possible that maybe you have 3 people here that love you very much? You don't doubt that, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, everybody wants best for you. Doesn't mean you agree with them, but they want the
In
best
their
for you.
occasionally badgering way, they still love me. Yes, that's true.
Okay, in their occasionally badgering way, they love you. Okay, and so here are 3 people that you know love you who are just saying, Mom, consider this. Because if this guy was really a quality guy, and I don't know him, so I'm not saying he's not. I'm posing a hypothetical here. If he is a caring guy, he would want to provide for you. And they say they're concerned that he might be using you. Say, using me? What could he be using me for? I have nothing. I'm a guest in a tent. I have nothing to be used. But yet you said at the break, you told me, I'm only going to be in the tent for about a week more. And then I intend to lay claim to one of the 3 properties that we own and move in there and reestablish myself in a more basic way, right?
And can I add on to that?
Sure.
When I mentioned to him that I wanted to move to Texas to be near you, he immediately said, yes, that would be fine. My husband never, ever said he would do that because he refused to live next
Could that
to you.
be because you're going to have a house with bricks and mortar and a roof and plumbing, and he's living in a tent?
Because
The only-
where would he live without you?
Well,
I'm just saying, is
but
that a
his
possibility?
lifestyle-
I'm not saying that he's using you. I'm just saying, is that a possibility that you have considered? Is it possible that he's saying, let's see,
Yes.
she's going to have a house with plumbing. I've got a tent in a windstorm. Yeah, I'll move wherever you want me to move.
He hasn't always lived in a tent.
He lived with his wife before that, who took care of him. That's what we're saying.
I just
Okay.
want to establish something. I'm just saying, is it a possibility that you need to be cautious about his motivations? I'm just asking as a possibility.
Yes.
Because I don't know this. He may be delightful. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm saying, would you at least consider that?
Yes, I'll consider that.
I think that my mother is seeing the world through rose-colored glasses.
I would say to my daughters, just let me be, let me go find my own way.
She is now being controlled by this guy, and she doesn't see it.
They don't want me to be with this new gentleman in my life. And it's just mind-boggling to me.
Well, we're talking with a family that's in the midst of a marital crisis. Now, Mom's moved out of her plush surroundings. She's living on a campground with her new lover in a tent. Now, her daughters are very concerned about her, and they're concerned about her future and her well-being. You're not in the tent permanently.
No.
So I don't want to make this more than it is. You plan to be there for about another week. And then you're going to move into a house because I assume through divorce proceedings, you're going to claim entitlement. So you're going to be moving him in with you.
Yes.
Okay, so that's to his advantage
Yes.
because he's upgrading substantially from a tent. No,
You're so mean, you know.
no, I'm not mean, and I'm not being a smarty pants. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying
Yes, Dr. Phil, you're right.
he is upgrading substantially from a tent, and so that's to his advantage.
Yes.
And all I'm saying here is your daughters, what possible motive do you think they have?
Well, I think they're very concerned for me. Yeah, and I think you're concerned that he might take advantage of me. You guys don't know him.
No, it's true, we don't.
Yeah.
Okay, and y'all are concerned that she didn't finish one relationship before she started another one. You think that's self-destructive as well,
Yes, absolutely.
right?
But the hint is that everything was just wonderful. You know, I was existing, and then I was coping, and I was this good wife and taking care of the home and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, boom, one day I move out with this new gentleman. However, there had been quite a track record, especially over the previous 6 or 7 months, that really led up to this.
Okay, but let's call a spade a damn shovel here. Did you or did you not start into a relationship with Mr. Charming here while you were still married and in your relationship?
I had spiritually, emotionally, and physically separated from my husband. I was merely living in the house.
You're not answering
But not
the
legally.
question.
I did. I answered it. Did I answer it?
It's like a yes or a no. There's no gray area. I mean,
Did you
had an
start
affair.
into this relationship? You haven't finished the other one yet. You don't have a divorce. You just moved into this guy's tent while you're still married over here, and you just went. What time period was there between the last time you slept in your house with your husband and the first time you slept in the tent with your boyfriend?
Okay, you just said slept in my house with my husband.
Yeah, under the same roof.
Oh, under the same roof.
Yes.
One day to the next.
Okay, so that's a yes. Okay, and y'all are concerned about that, right? And I'm concerned about that. Forget the fact that there's a tent involved. Forget the fact that he's 50 and an intern and living in a tent. I'm not saying that. I will admit, to me, that's not the kind of resume I would want you to be looking for, but that doesn't mean he's not a fine guy. It's not about money, I get that. But take all of that aside, I would tell you it's important to finish one relationship before you start another one, and that's what y'all are concerned about, right? You don't necessarily want her to move back, do you?
No, and that's what she keeps saying in these videos, is that she thinks that we want her to go back with her husband, and that's not at all what we're saying. We were happy when they were broken up.
How long were you involved with the tent guy while you were still living at home? Weren't you writing back and forth?
Yeah, we were writing back and
You
forth.
had love
yes.
letters back and forth? For
Yeah,
what period of time?
3 or 4 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was fast. Yeah, she found out that
How
like he
long
started.
have you known? And we're not saying his name in our respect for his privacy.
3 years.
I don't mean to call him Tent Boy for derogatory reasons. I don't know. We're not going to use his name.
You didn't spend time with him
No,
personally or anything
no.
like that.
Okay, let me give you some advice you didn't ask for. Okay, will you hear it?
Yes.
Because I say you didn't ask for it because you're the one that wrote on behalf of the three of you. Okay, so this is me talking, not them. At your age, and I don't mean that derogatorily, you know, we're the same age.
How come you look better than I do? Okay, go ahead.
I've been bald since I was 12, so it doesn't change. It doesn't change day to day. But no, here's the thing. You have to realize at your age, you can't afford to be dividing things in half every couple of years. If you're now going to get a divorce, which I believe you will do, and there will be some type of settlement financially and property-wise, so what you and your husband have accumulated is now going to be divided in half. If you then leave yourself exposed to someone that you probably don't know a whole lot about, I'm going to predict, and then somehow or another he gets his hooks into you, and then you divide that in half again, because you've now been through not 3 but 4 relationships. When you keep dividing things in half, the older you get, it's harder to replenish that, which means that as your earning capacity diminishes and as your needs for support and care increase, you've got things moving in bad directions. You see what I'm saying? And what they're saying is, Mom, protect yourself, not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, physically. Protect yourself in every possible way. I don't know what his motivations are. If he cares about you, which I could certainly understand because you're a delightful woman, if he really cares about you and that's what he wants, then you need to move forward with caution. And if he's a wonderful guy and he's going to be around forever, it won't matter. If he isn't and he flakes out and rolls down the road, then you are protected. You have to, and y'all would feel better if she did that, right? Absolutely. I'm not saying you would love that she's with this guy, but if at least she had her head on straight and was not exposing herself to financial exploitation, you would feel better, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so will you agree to do that?
Yeah, I will.
No, I mean, seriously, I'm telling you this as a friend. I'm not trying to pick on you here.
Right.
I'm saying protect yourself.
No, that's very logical.
When she talks about their future plans, she's also talking about building a dream home with him, and he's going to get this job, and he's going to contribute to the household building and maintenance, and like you were saying, that's going to become community property if he's putting his money into it.
You can't do that. If you do get involved with him, you've got to have a prenuptial agreement. You've got to, you have to, you can't divide your wealth in half again at this age.
Yeah,
Consider,
I hear you.
I'm just trying to tell you, I don't want you back here in 6 months saying, oh, Dr. Phil, I looked at the tape, I didn't do anything you said, and now I'm broke. You know, don't do that. Don't go build a dream home where you come in with the money and the wherewithal and he comes in with a tent, which is parked out behind the house he now owns half of. That's not the deal. That's not what, you can't do that. Okay, all right, fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay. Our next guests are Matt and his wife, Libby. Now, they're not sure their marriage can survive what Matthew calls the biggest mistake of his life. Now, Libby was devastated to learn that her husband was living a secret life for almost a year. Now, while she was pregnant with their second child, he was having an affair with his employee, and they fired him. So he lost his job, and his wife may never forgive him. Now, listen, let's just talk about where we are first right now, and then I want to kind of go backwards to how we got to this place. Is this over for you, or do you have any hope, any idea that this marriage can survive infidelity?
I don't.
You just don't?
To be honest, I'm not sure I want it to.
You're just not sure that you have any feelings left? Did you before?
I did, and even when I had more feelings right after I found out than I do now. I just don't. I'm just angry, and I'm not sure I even love him anymore.
Okay. Now, Matt, you wrote me the letter, right?
Correct.
And you have 3 children now, and you've been married 7 years?
Be 7 years in April.
How'd you get in this mess?
I don't know. The affair started before we conceived the last child. It wasn't something that I looked for to happen. It just happened, and then the pregnancy started, and it was kind of hard to get out of it. I never wanted it to start. I don't know why I did it.
You want my help with this, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's why you wrote. Yeah. And I got some hard questions for you. And I'm not here to throw you under the bus, but listen.
Beating myself up enough over it so I can take it.
But at some point, and I'm going to ask Libby in a minute if there's any theory under which she thinks this thing can even move towards attempting to rehabilitate. But are you really owning this yet? Because what you said was, I didn't want this to happen. I didn't do it on purpose, and it just, I was already doing it when she got pregnant. And if you didn't want it to happen, who did?
That's a good question. I didn't look for a relationship to start. It just happened, and it's not something that I planned.
But okay, and here's the thing. I'm trying to help you here. Really, I'm trying to help you here. But it didn't just happen. I mean, you don't just walking down the street and all of a sudden you have an affair and you go, whoa, I hate it when that happens.
That's pretty much what I've told him.
I mean, that's what I mean when I say you're not owning, and that's a big frustration to you, right? Because to this day, you're still saying, just, whoa, look what happened. And it didn't happen. You made a choice. Where did you meet this woman? At work?
At work. She was
okay. And where did you two get together for your sexual interactions?
At her house, hotel.
Okay, so you would get in your car and you would drive to her house and you would park and you would go in and you would do whatever you do. That's not a whoops. That's a premeditated decision to clandestinely affiliate with someone else on a repeated basis. That is a conscious and premeditated act that you made the decision to do. And the fact that you say, I wasn't really even attracted to her, do you say that because you think it makes her feel better?
No, it was the truth.
Because basically what he's saying to you is, I don't even have to be attracted to somebody to jerk you around. I mean, isn't that how you hear that? Mm-hmm. Do you get that that's how she hears that? So you can't ever get past something until all the cards are on the table so you can talk about it openly and honestly. Now, I'm going to take a break here. Matthew actually wrote what Libby calls a contract for his mistress that totally devastated her. We're going to talk about that when we come back. And is there a basis to begin to try and rehabilitate this situation? And you may think, oh, why bother? Well, there are children involved here, and it affects them as well. We'll be right back. You know, interestingly, one of the questions I get most often here at the DrPhil Show is, Dr. Phil, can a marriage survive infidelity? And the truth is that not only can marriages survive infidelity, but more often than not, they do. But how do you put it back together when it happens? Now, we're talking with Libby and Matthew, who are in exactly that situation. They're dealing with the anguish of a marriage that's gone terribly wrong. Now, Matthew was having an affair with a woman he supervised at work. It's brought their relationship to the breaking point, and they're afraid the marriage may not survive. Libby says she isn't even sure that she wants to try to make this survive. Why did you agree to come here?
I have seen you provide or have resources to help in counseling or maybe to tell me I need to get over it and move on. You know, I'm just angry with them, and I'm not sure that like I said, I'm not sure I love him anymore. And
so when you found out, you say you had feelings for him then?
I was devastated, of course, but I felt like I still wanted to be married to him, and I felt like I still wanted him to want me.
And one of the things you found out was that he had a contract with his mistress, and it read as follows: I want you, only you. I'm not going to have sex with Libby. I can't give you 100% of me at this time, and I don't know when I can, but I promise you I will not sleep with her. I do love you, and I want to be with you. We will be together. And it was signed by you. Why did you do that?
She was getting so jealous of Libby and
of your wife?
Yes. And she wanted me to write something out that proved that I was dedicated to her, and just,
Did you mean this?
I didn't mean that.
So you lied to her.
I did lie to her.
So you lied to your wife, both by omission
was-
and constructively. You lied to the person you were cheating with.
Yeah, it was pretty devastating to everybody involved.
And so this woman you weren't attracted to, you were having sex with her and had made a commitment to her in writing that you wouldn't sleep with the mother of your children with your wife at home.
I was more so trying to keep, protect my career, and she was, I know she was.
So you thought you would put this in writing?
Not a smart move.
To protect your career, you'd create a
Not
paper
one of the-
trail?
Yeah.
I mean,
Just trying to
come
keep her
on.
happy.
You don't protect it by creating a paper trail.
I agree.
And so you're over lying with this woman, lying in bed with her and not having sex with your wife. And here's the problem. The problem with affairs, it's not who you lie with, it's who you lie to. Because it doesn't matter who it was. It doesn't matter to you who it was. It could have been some lady at the store. It could have been somebody at church. It could have been somebody at work. It's not her. It's him you got a problem with, right? Because you realize if it wasn't her, it would have been somebody else if he's going to go out and do that. Do you think you've ever told her with honesty and clarity, I did this, it was wrong, it was my choice, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life making this up to you and to our children?
I have told her that. Almost in.
You haven't said that to me. You said it just, hey.
I tell her just about every day we're alive. I tell her over and over
do
again.
you really, because you make excuses. Do you hear excuses in what he says? Mm-hmm. Because I do. You beat yourself up over it, but that doesn't help her. What helps her is knowing that you get what you did to her and to your family. Until you believe that he truly gets this, that he truly understands the gravity of the choice he made, you'll never be able to get any kind of closure or move forward in any kind of way. And maybe you shouldn't bother. But I'm going to tell you when we come back exactly how you will know when it's time to get a divorce. Because there is a point in time when it is the time to pull the trigger. And before or after that is wrong. But there is a right time. Well, we're talking with a couple in crisis, and it's an all too often seen crisis because they're going through a very tough time that's on the back end of an affair that Matthew had with his employee. He not only lost his wife's trust, he lost his job. And he lost his job right after they moved to a house that cost twice as much as the one they were in. So it's the perfect storm of things coming apart in this situation. It's cost everybody a lot mentally, emotionally, physically. Matt's had to take a job at a lesser rate, creating problems for the family in other ways. They have 2 young children and a 14-year-old son from a previous marriage. Your decision, Libby, has got to be when you say that's it and walk away. I've spent 30 plus years in this profession, and I can tell you that 99.99999% of people that get a divorce aren't ready to. And the reason they're not ready to is they do it when they're angry. They do it when they're hurt. They do it when they're bitter and they're resentful. And the only way you'll know that it's time to take that option, to get that divorce, is when you can look at Matt, when you can look at your family situation and not be emotional about it. There will come a time, trust me, when your children will grow up and they will look at you and say, Mom, how come we grew up without Dad? And if your answer is, I was really pissed off and I just walked out, and that's why you spent the next 10 or 12 years without your father in the home, that's not a good answer, is it? If you can look those children in the eye and you can say, kids, I did everything I knew to do. I saw counselors, I read books, I talked to DrPhil, I prayed. I turned over every stone I possibly could before I made that decision. I didn't take this lightly. I did everything I knew how to do.
But did you stay with someone you don't think really loves you as well?
No, you don't do that.
I don't think he really loves me.
And then that needs to get on your to-do list to find out. What I'm saying is I don't want you to quit with unfinished emotional business. You're saying, I don't know if he loves me. You need to find out. And if he does, that may not be enough for you. You may say, look, this is a trust I can't rebuild. He may not be willing to step up and own this whole situation for you because he's going to have to do a lot of things. You would have to be willing to reassure her in every possible way for however long it took. And I'm not saying that that would be enough for you. I don't know. But if you walk out of here, you need to be prepared to do it in a way where you say, I just don't have any unfinished emotional business. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not even hurt. I have closure on this. I can walk away calmly and move on. And that may be exactly what you need to do. And all you need to do to get there is get yourself in a position. Make sure you've said what you need to say. You've considered what you need to consider for you and your children, because there's more than you involved here. And if this is broken, and it is, that's not good. I mean, for children to grow up in an emotionally barren environment where they don't see love and warmth and affection is a terrible role model. So this is a situation of serious gravity. And you have both the responsibility and the right to decide what you're going to do. Will you consider what I'm saying? If getting a divorce is a good idea, it'll be a good idea 6 weeks from now. And it's worth doing the work to have peace of mind when you make that decision. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.